Welcome to the June 2023 edition of Corporate Reporting Insights. In this edition, we've got four key sections. We look at Australian developments, we look at international developments, we look at not-for-profit entities, and the fourth and final section addresses sustainability. So if we start with Australian developments, our first article explains the 10 things that entities should remember for their 30 June 2023 annual and half-year financial statements. Now, these things are accounting in times of uncertainty, climate-related matters, the new standards, the IFRIC agenda decisions, the hyperinflationary economies. There's a specific focus on listed entities. There's a reminder that we have no more lodgement relief for large grandfathered proprietary companies. There's a discussion around relief for AFS licensees transitioning to general purpose financial statements. The ninth item is changes to the classification requirements for liabilities under IAS 1. And then finally, there's a focus on not-for-profit entities. In the second article, we look at the ASIC focus areas for 30 June 2023 financial reports. And ASIC has published 6 focus areas. First of all, disclosure around uncertainties and risks. Secondly, asset values. The third one, provisions. The fourth one, subsequent events. The fifth one, disclosures in the financial report and the operating and financial review, the OFR. And finally, the impact of the new insurance standard for insurers. In the second big section on international developments, we have 2 articles. The first one outlines that the IASB approved mandatory temporary exemption for deferred taxes arising from Pillar 2 top-up taxes. And secondly, the IASB also approved changes to the accounting for supplier finance arrangements. In the section on not-for-profit entities, we would like to remind you to please watch our most recent not-for-profit webinar entitled Latest Developments in the Not-for-Profit World and Getting Ready for the 30 June 2023 reporting season. We also have an article where we discuss why the not-for-profit sector cannot be on the sidelines of ESG and sustainability adoption. In our final section, the fourth section, we have a number of articles around ESG and sustainability. However, we start off this section with a video series entitled Inspiring Tomorrow, where we learn from a number of BDO clients that are leading the way around ESG and sustainability. In the second article, we look at the 11 recommended disclosures of the TCFD framework, and we also include a link to a checklist developed by BDO to assist you to prepare your TCFD disclosures, or if you're not disclosing these this year, to conduct a gap analysis. In our third article, we look at navigating the path to sustainable reporting under the GRI standards, which is a follow-on from the webinar we presented in May. We also have an article explaining the significant modifications to European sustainability reporting standards. And then we invite you to register for our next 6 webinars around sustainability. And in these 6 webinars, we'll be looking at the greenhouse gas protocol and how to measure your carbon footprint. We will start with setting the organizational and operational boundaries. Then we'll move on to measuring scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. And finally, in December, we look at possible decarbonization strategies. We also invite you to watch our most recent ESG webinar, where we looked at approaching 30 June and what does that mean for your sustainability report. Finally, we would also like to invite you to watch our most recent IFRS and corporate reporting webinar. And this webinar also touched on sustainability matters. Title was How to Implement the TCFD Disclosures in Your 30 June 2023 Financial Statements. We do hope you enjoy watching the webinars and the videos and also reading about all the latest developments. And finally, good luck with the 30 June 2023 reporting season.